What's up? It's your big boy, Big Derek the Barber 28 on IG, aka Chosen the Barber, Child of God, with my big brother,
Big Will the Barber. Hey, you guys, it's me, Big Will the Barber 18 from Instagram, back with my boy Derek the Barber 28, and we're in our studio coming to you live on YouTube
for round 2, y'all. So get ready. It's gonna be a little bit different. The first one was the intro. It's a little more in depth. Every time we're gonna get more and more in depth. Yeah. But before we get started, I gotta get a shout out to my boy Connor Nelson, C Nelly.
C Nelly.
I told you I would shout you out. Thank you for the fire fade, because we are barbers, and that's where it all started and that's where it all ended. But with that being said, let's move on.
All right, we're moving on. Today we decided that we were gonna come to you guys and kick it off with Derek and I. It was more of a question that we had for each other at one point in time, where we said, man, how did we go from the little bitty boys that we were, playing with toys, toy guns, and fire trucks on the living room floor of our parents' house, to the life we were living when we were on them streets?
That's crazy. That's something I get asked a lot. You know, people that know me, that know where I come from, they're like, how did you go from what you were to where you were? Because if you don't know my whole story, I was a drug addict for 22 years. I was a soldier for the devil. And it all started off with, I guess, a hole in my soul, man. And I just really was looking for something to fulfill it. And somebody very close to me, somebody that I loved, gave me something, was like, here, try this. And I tried it, and with everybody it's different, but whenever I tried that first thing, I fell in love immediately. And it was like it was a warm hug from God came down and surrounded me. Now 22 years later, after all the bridges I burned, all the sleepless nights, the burned relationships, the time away from my daughter, everything, I realized it wasn't a warm hug from God, it was a warm hug from the devil. But because
we know that, like, God and the devil sound very similar, because the devil's whole job was to mimic God, right? So that Joker learned like how to pretend and fake, be fugazi.
He was the second-hand man, you know what I mean? Yes, but sir. Yeah, so I took that, and me being who I am, with the gift of gab, with my personality and everything like that, I was like, whew. Not only can I get high, I can make money doing it. But I learned a very valuable lesson through all that. I'm very hard-headed. I'm very stubborn. So it took me about 15 stints in jail, 3 in prison for me to get it. But I realized I have a gift for gab. I can speak to people. And so instead of bringing people further towards Christ and further and better in themselves, I became a member of this world, in this world. Materialistic things became popular to me. Women, getting high, money, all that stuff that really doesn't matter in life became the focal point of my life.
Good choice of words, man. Like, and yeah, focal point, like that. That's a good choice.
Yes, I got hook, line, to sinkered, and instead of just sinking myself, I was gonna bring everybody down with me, you know. And it took a long time for me to realize that that's not what we're meant to do here, you know. And that's what I love about barbering, because I get an opportunity to not only share my story with people and share what I've been through and what people don't want to go through, because you don't want to follow my path, you know. That's what I tell people all the time. If you don't believe in God, grab my coat pocket. Hang on to mine for a second. Don't let this fool you. I'm a real dude. I've been through some real stuff. He can vouch for me, you know. I don't roll around with a 6'6+ dude as my right-hand man for nothing.
They have no earthly idea how tall I am sitting in this studio right now behind this. Like, they have no idea. I actually didn't want them to know before I said it in that last episode. I was like, I want them to think I'm a midget.
Trust me, you know, like, I'm that dude, you know, and I'm very good at it. And I was good at persuading people to do the wrong things instead of doing the right things. And now I'm living righteously. And God's blessed me with these hands and this mouth. And first, before he blessed me with these hands, he blessed me with this mouth. And I'm gonna spend the rest of my days serving the Father, even if my life fell apart tomorrow, I would still serve the Lord.
Because he is an even if God.
Even if, but I don't want to hit y'all too much because I'm not a Bible thumper. All I am is a truth teller. And I know what I've been through. I know what you've been through, and people don't realize, like, we as real as you get, and...
Tell them the truth, though. Like, we see it completely different now. It ain't even what we've been through. Like, we ain't got to keep it layman's for them. We'll give them the truth. Like, that's what we about, keeping it real. So, like,
yeah.
we let's get real. What he saved us from. What he saved us from. Like, what he brought us through. Because if he'll bring you to it, he'll...
bring you through it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely, he will. And y'all can hate on me for that. Y'all can say what y'all want about me for that. I don't care.
Because
I've been there.
His son said, you deny me
before
what?
People, I would deny you in
heaven. Who? Thank you.
You know what I mean? And I'm not going to sit here and Bible thump you because that ain't what this is all about. But I'm just telling you what I've been through.
So
I know what it's like to take a life. I know what it's like to be shot. I've died 3 times and I'm still here. That's why there is chosen across my neck with a crucifix, because I know I've been chosen for bigger and better things, because people way greater than me have died from things that I have survived.
Less.
So I have a purpose. Me and this guy have been rocking for a very, very, very long time. At one point, this guy was my boss, believe it or not.
Don't believe the lies. I ain't never been nobody boss in my life.
We had worked so many jobs together, but we didn't realize we had a bigger purpose. But it wasn't until we started...
calling.
It wasn't until we started realizing that we've got a bigger purpose in life than what we're living in and doing, that it brought us back together.
There you go. Now you're preaching to him.
And now we're here together.
That's it. Life is better together. It is.
But anyways, that's my big bro, man.
So like Derek said, you guys, what I want the takeaway from this to be, out of everything, and you guys don't even know half of what we've been through, the lives that we did live. You will find out if you stay tuned. And if you don't, people that do stay tuned are going to tell you. Okay? But what I want your takeaway to be is something so minute as an individual giving him something that he had no business taking. One time was enough for him to lose the life that he was given to live the right way. It's and there, I know Derek feels me on that. Like, dude, it's so easy. And one of our biggest passions is we have children who are growing up in this world that's spiraling downward fast. So one of the things that really fuels us is changing that world, changing that environment, making these small changes. We know it's crazy to think we can change the whole world. But we know, like I said before, we can change the world that is ours. We can change that.
With that being said, I spent 22 years of my life bringing people away from the light, making bad look good.
Yes.
I always had a swag about me. I always had everything about me. And I would tell people, like, this is the way to go. And I made everybody thinking being bad was cool. But that ain't cool, man. I'm 38 years old now, and I've realized none of that is cool. You know what's cool? I'm going to tell you right now. Being good. Going to bed at night, not worried, stress-free. Knowing that you don't have a guilty conscience. Knowing that you didn't hurt nobody that day. Knowing that everything you did that day was honest. And that's what I love about barbering. And barbering is the only industry, you heard this with me, that you can actually put your hands on somebody and them not get offended. And energies transfer. And people get to feel us. And they get to hear my testimony. They get to hear my story. They get to hear his story.
Lord bless this mannequin and all the wrongdoing that she has done in her time. Now get back where you belong.
She's a freak.
Oh, I just thought that could come off wrong. Do not cancel us, cancel culture. I meant go back into my barber case.
But yes,
y'all some dirty children.
Yes, y'all. But look, man, just take it from us. You know, there's always a better way. You know that high that you're chasing ain't getting you where you want to be. You know that. It started off with a good feeling. It was all a fugazi. It was all a fake diamond. It's done like that on purpose. It's built like that on purpose. It's built to get you hooked. And then once them cleavers get sunk in you, you're willing to give up everything that you own to chase that feeling. But you know, as well as I know,
as well as we know,
it ain't there. It ain't there. It's only there for a short minute. Then the rest of the time they got their cleavers in you, and you give up everything you own. You're skipping that phone bill. You're skipping that car note. You're skipping your insurance. You're skipping your everything. Forget that, man. Forget that. Paying your bills, having food in the fridge, all that. That's where it's at.
So what's y'all's takeaway? You better be paying attention. Unlike some people, I ain't saying no names, but I tell you where Junior the barber live. That's the inside joke, you guys. Since Derek's thing, everything that he was sharing with you guys today revolved around going down that road. Brings me to I just found this on my desk and it reminded me. So I'm going to give a shout out real quick. We're going to give a shout out to these two young men from Victory Ministries. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but Victory Ministries out of Fort Worth, Texas, right there around the Dallas, Texas area, showed up out in Lake Charles, Louisiana at our barber college. And they were going door to door, man. They just got in the vehicle and started driving. Like, that's like 6 hours away, you guys, if you don't know. I'll tell you that. And they just started driving, and they had these baked goods, these baskets of baked goods they were carrying, and they would take donations, but they made sure they had something, some bread to give, because that's what Jesus did. Okay? They wanted to be able to feed, bless, and be blessed all at the same time while sharing a story, their own personal story, because Victory Ministries is a men's home for guys who were incarcerated, went down that wrong path, like my man Derek DeBarber was speaking on, and get out, and they got to go back into society. I'm not even letting Derek get on that subject tonight, but he will. And it's so compelling, it's going to move you. It still moves me, puts chill bumps on my spine to this very day. Okay, God has brought him so far.
That's why I got to give a quick shout out to Fresh Start Ministries in Winsboro, Louisiana.
Same thing, you guys. For his fresh starts,
love all y'all.
Is this all victory y'all. Like this? That's the same thing. So yeah, big shout out to Fresh Starts. That's our home base. Same thing. These guys, they had the vision, they got the mission, and he said, I said, what are you doing? When he come in, I said, well, so what are you doing? And he was nervous. It was two of them. One of them was nervous, man. I could tell. I could feel his energy. And I just looked at him dead in his eyes and I said, calm down. I said, just calm down. The reason I ask is because I heard my Lord and Savior's name being spoken from the other side of that wall. So I stopped dead in my sentence and I walked over here to see who was dropping that name. I said, so what are you doing? I asked him again. And then he explained. I said, well, I'm going to donate. I cannot accept any of these baked goods because of my diet. But I think we gave it to Mr. Ned, our instructor at the school.
He did. He had a sit on the cake. He'll take anything.
I told him, I said,
anything that's edible.
I said, Derek DeBarber told me one time, and it stuck with me, it's going to go with me to the grave. He said, if you know nothing else to do, if you are just as lost and blind and you know nothing else to do, the Bible tells you, God tells you
to serve.
Serve. I said, that's what y'all doing. You're a step ahead. Keep doing it. Keep walking it. I guarantee you, you're going to end up in a place you never, ever thought you would. So, we're going to give a shout out to Mr. Chris and Jose.
What up?
Chris and Jose
Big ups.
from the Victory Ministries men's home out of Fort Worth, Texas. We got your back, boys.
And we're going to give a shout out before we close to Tracy, my girl, Tina, his wife, Mia Claire, my daughter. There you go, baby. 100. Mr. Ned, 116th Nutritions, DSI Custom Tattoos.
For all your health and nutritional needs, choose 116 Nutrition. For all your ink and tattoo needs, DSI Customs.
Yeah, y'all see that. I know y'all see that.
Those were not paid advertisements either.
No, we ain't getting paid for none of that. That's just people that believe in us. They believe in what we're doing. They see the path that we're on. They see where we came from and where we're going.
Absolutely.
You know? And we want y'all to join us on that ride, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. In this dark, dark world where everything is so sad, bad news all the time, we want to be that beacon of light. You know, we want to be the people y'all can come to when you feel lost. You ain't got nobody else to go to. I know y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know Will. And we don't know y'all. But we're here for y'all. And I'm going to go out on a limb again. And I'm going to say it. I said it in the first episode. And I'm going to say it in the second episode. I don't know you on the other side of the screen. But I love you. I really, genuinely, truly love you. So please, if there's anything you need, comment, share, like, follow, subscribe. Get us your questions. We'll go over them. You know, I'm sure y'all got a lot of questions, and we'll be glad to go over them. You know, we'll go through anything with y'all.
Hey, you guys. So we're rounding that corner to where we got to end this episode. It breaks my heart. I know it breaks Derek's as well. We have so much. Man.
We have so much to talk about. It's so hard to make it in a small enough form to where y'all will continue to follow, you know, and watch.
There's so much meat. So much meat. We'll get there. We'll get there, you guys. But look, thanks for tuning in and rocking with us, riding with us on this journey. There's one thing we always end with that is just plain insanity that you don't know already. So we just remind you to always be healthy, be blessed, and
most of all,
BQuest.
Boom, get at us.
See y'all later.